First thing I want to do is give you the format, some of the rules of the night, and I have a little disclaimer to read as well. We'll start with, all questions were submitted and selected by the Governmental Relations Committee. All candidates were given the questions in advance. And as a public service, the Greater Warrensburg Area Chamber of Commerce's role tonight is to sponsor this event, to provide the public the opportunity to hear from the candidates seeking office so that they may better make informed decisions about the representatives in government. Warrensburg Chamber of Commerce is a nonpartisan organization, and in that nonpartisan spirit has, to the best of its ability, strive to put fairness above all else by including and obtaining consensus between the county committee chairpersons in every aspect of the planning of the event, and by including any and all candidates seeking office regardless of party affiliation in tonight's candidate forum. Now, candidates will be seated in the back room and called to the podium one at a time. Each candidate will be given 1 minute to introduce themselves and answer 3 questions. So at this time, we'll need the city council candidates retire to our plush soundproof room and report to Greg Hall in the pink shirt back there, and he'll take you there if you're not already there. Now, the questions will be randomly chosen for each candidate out of this little box right here. There are numbers in here, and we'll choose the questions like that.
Hello, I'm Liz Fatka, and I've been in Warrensburg for 28 years now. When I graduated from CMSU, been married for 23 years, have 4 children also, and I do run a private school in town. It's Warrensburg Christian School. I started that program in 2008 in a little trailer with 13 children and 3 staff, and now that school has over 400 children, and we have kindergarten through 8th grade, childcare, preschool, and so I started with 3 staff there, now have 75, and like I said, 400 children. We've also expanded 8 times in those years, 15 years I think we're going on, and are getting ready for another expansion for the private school to add another 100 children. So it is a non-for-profit, and so is the hospital, and so I think that gives me good expertise in the growth and budgeting of the hospital.
All right, got some questions for you.
All righty.
The first one I have is the number 2 question on the list. How can the board support the hospital in employee retention and recruitment?
Well, we're already doing that because we desperately need nurses. We needed nurses even before the pandemic hit, and the pandemic made it worse. And so, I mean, honestly, who's not recruiting for staff right now with all the different businesses? I'm very blessed with the staff that I have at my school, but the hospital has provided so many like sign-on bonuses to recruit nurses and to compensate the ones that we have. And that's a priority of ours, and we're doing a really good job at it. And the nurses that we have are staying, and they're happy, and we're being successful in that area by being competitive. So I love that our administration checks with other hospitals to see what they're doing and what works. And we just launched a new program to recruit nurses, and it's really working for us.
All right, question number 2 is number 1 from my list. What do you think the hospital is doing well, and what do you think needs some critical attention?
Well, I think we have done a good job of providing good quality services here for Warrensburg. People aren't having to drive to the city for certain services like, we have a certified bone and joint center. We have level 3 STEMI, stroke, trauma. I mean, those are huge, those are very hard to get. And that means we can take care of those patients when they come to us. And a cancer center. I mean, one of my own staff was just diagnosed with cancer, and the fact that she can come right here and get that care and get good quality care is amazing. And I've been a part of all that. I've been on the board for 6 years. I forgot to mention that. And so I feel I'm very blessed to be a part of that and that growth and offering those services to the community. And things to work on would just be to continue to bring that. We want to get a cardiology center here, cath lab, so we're hoping to bring more services to our community so we don't have to drive to go get those services.
All right, your final question is the 5th one on the list.
Okay.
What is the board's responsibility in financial policies?
Well, just that we're able to continue to function as a hospital and provide these services. And again, we've survived through this pandemic. And I mean, this administration does so good. We literally went through that pandemic and everybody was hurting financially, and they found ways to find grants and funds to be able to continue to support the hospital, and we've really turned that around. And we're not-for-profit, so it's always tight, but we are here to save lives and to give quality service to our community so they're not having to drive so far. So as a board member, I'm here to make sure that that happens.
Thank you, Liz.
Okay.
Hi everyone, I'm Madison Harder. As some of you may not know me, I recently moved here to Warrensburg as part of my husband's career in the United States Air Force. So we have joined Warrensburg and Whiteman's community. I've started a career over at Equity Bank, which has been really, really rewarding. And since seeing the opening, I've been really excited to become a part of the community and join in a little bit more. And I've got friends and family who work in the hospital system. So just become a little bit more of a part of the community.
All right, got 3 questions for you now.
Hit me with them.
Ready for that? Number 6 on my list. Your vision for Western Missouri Medical Center.
All right. Grab my cheat sheet out here. I believe, being a part of the Western Missouri Medical Center is just to create a place to help people in the community feel welcome and heard. You're using taxpayer dollars to support the hospital, so it's important to focus on using those dollars to work on this current year as well as working for the budget for the next year, and being responsible just so that advocating for our community and bringing everybody to have a voice within the board.
Next question, number 4 on the list. How do you define the role of a hospital board member?
I think that the biggest part about being a hospital board member is to be the advocate, the voice, the person for the community. We are the middle ground, the person that is going to be taking all of your concerns and really using those to make a well-rounded basis for the hospital and the decisions that are made. It's important that we use both the financial aspects as well as all of the other factors that come in to take care of you. The hospital is there to be a part, to take care of any needs that you have, and it's a place that should be trusted.
Okay, one more question. It's number 5 on the list, by the way.
Okay.
What is the board's responsibility in financial policies?
All right. Like I said, it's really important for us to focus on the funds that are coming in. Being a part of the community that's able to take all of that money in and allocate it into the resources that best support each facet of the hospital, making sure that we're supporting our staff in recruitment and in retention. It's our financial standpoint and expectation that we are using your money to make sure that every single part of the hospital, has well-rounded amounts to function each part as successful as possible.
That's it. Thank you.
All right.